Hello and all, it's my view of My Hero Academia, Chapter 71, Dark Cloud, and... Jesus freaking Christ, seriously? You ended last chapter with Deku being told by the ghost of All Might's mentor that Shigaraki had woken up, achieved All for One, and was about to basically destroy all life on Earth, and now we're flashing over to the B story. I mean, don't get me wrong, I freaking love Tokoyami, and this, title page of him in like a Native American-esque outfit is freaking amazing. He's like one of my favorite students at UA. He's probably one of the strongest ones at UA. He's such a cool character. I really love him, but I want to know what's going on, in the other place where basically a god just woke up. That all being said, I did like his chapter. So we start off with Tokoyami escaping Fat Gum and flying away to go help Hawks, and... Fat's a little surprised by this, as nobody has ever managed to break free of his fats. Which means that Tokoyami is stronger than any villain Fat Gum has ever arrested. That's a terrifying thought right there. I mean, Fat's, one of the strongest heroes out there. Then we flash over to him confronting Dabi, and I do love the back and forth that he has with Dark Shadow. These two are really separate characters. Separate but equal characters. They made that very clear in the one light novel. And Dark Shadow is just so concerned at Hawks, his back is gone. So quite a bit of damage there. I'm gonna argue it might be the end of his hero career. If he lost the muscles, wherever that the feathers he has grow out of, he might not be able to be a hero any longer. He might actually die. There's still a good chance he could die from these wounds, but he does still need to deliver the final message warning them, hey everyone, listen up, Dabi is Endeavor's son, or Dabi is this person, wherever Dabi actually is. Something about Dabi that others need to know, that only he does right now. And Dabi does try to soil his impressions of Hawks. Hey, you see my buddy over there? Yeah, your so-called master stabbed him in the back while he was running away. Can you really serve someone like that? Those pros you look up to so much, their hands are dirtier than ours. He's not necessarily wrong about that. And whatever Dabi's backstory might be, it's fair to assume that some very horrible things were done to him by pro heroes and by society as a whole. Either Endeavor training him so much that his skin literally burnt off, or the government raising him as a secret super soldier like they did to Hawks. And then Dabi attacks, and like I suspected before, this is not a good matchup for Tokoyami. Dark Shadow literally gets weaker when he's exposed to light, and Dabi makes fire, which is light. Yeah, so his chance of winning in a full-on fight between this guy is basically slim to none. I mean, maybe if they were in like a pitch black room, then Dabi wouldn't be able to create enough light to weaken Dark Shadow to the point where he could beat him, but as things are right now, yeah, he would definitely lose this fight. I do love what Hawk says here, though. Dabi isn't just doing some evil villain monologue for the point of doing an evil villain monologue. He's doing it because he needs time to recharge. He needs to build up his strength again. It's made very clear that Dabi has a limit how much flames he can produce at one time. It does turn out that he is Endeavor's son. That's, the whole reason why Endeavor gave up on him, because he realized that was his limit. That was something he couldn't overcome. So they make a run for it. Doesn't go too well because Dark Shadow is quite weak, and so he loses control and drops Hawks basically on his head, which you really should not do to someone who is suffering from severe third-degree burns. Though I do love, this is all according to Dabi's plan. He saw this coming, so he made the shots intentionally weaker, so that once they tried to escape, he could corner them in and hit them with a full power shot. And I'm fairly certain we're seeing his skin burning here, which definitely confirms why he has all these skin transplants, whatever the freak you want to call them, because his skin literally burns away when he uses his full strength. Yeah, no wonder Endeavor gave up on this kid. Anyway, thankfully at this exact moment, Gretton unleashes his full ice powers, which distracts Dabi and gives Hawks a chance to escape. Oh, and Fat Gum almost gets crushed by a giant booty. Honestly, worse ways to die. So yeah, Gretton is ticked off and he's ready to unleash his full strength against the dogs of the state. Interesting way to phrase it. I'm very curious about Gretton's backstory. And when we first saw Gretton, I thought for quite a while that it was one of Endeavor's other kids, Dabi's brother or sister, who was using their ice powers to try to bring an end to Hero Society because they were ticked off at Endeavor too. Not the case. Maybe a relative, though. I mean, his mother did have ice powers, so it would make sense the rest of her family also had ice powers. Maybe that's like Dabi's aunt or cousin or something. I could see that, but hard to say. So yeah, with Gret unleashing her full power and the rest of the lieutenants showing up, this is going to become a much harder battle for the heroes. One I'm not entirely sure if they can win at this point. And to make things way worse, Giganto stood up, which essentially means death for everyone within a 10-mile radius. His line is also fairly terrifying. Master sent. So he smelt that Shigaraki woke up and now contains the power of All for One. That's bad. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to mean. It could mean that he's just going to run away right now, like run towards his master, try to get to Shigaraki, which would be very bad for all the heroes currently fighting the hospital. I already assumed Shigaraki was going to kill / capture all of them. If Giganto shows up, it's certain death for everybody. And we still have yet to see this man fight at full power, and that's terrifying. That is truly terrifying. I mean, when Redestro was, going his full giant monster mode, 100% stress mode, I figured, Giganto's going to show up and be a big fight between the two of them. That's how it was going to end. No. So we still know exactly what he's capable of. Dabi also had a very interesting line. Should we get started early? I don't know exactly what it is he has planned, but I can't imagine it's anything good. I mean, he could be referring to the whole Paranormal Liberation Army Front's big plan, cause massive destruction, chaos all around, and then show up as the heroes to bring an end to Hero Society. But he's also been shown to have a whole different plan, completely unrelated to whatever the heck is going on with this front, with the League, with everything else. So he could have his own plan, his own means of doing something. I'm not sure what that would be, though. Anyway, yeah, then Tokoyami escapes with Hawks and just crying, telling him, it's okay, Hawks, your hands aren't dirty. I believe in you. Everything you did the right thing, so don't die on us. And so now I'm thinking Hawks might survive this. I mean, everyone else near the mansion is probably going to either die or be captured or something. Very bad things would happen to them, but if Tokoyami manages to get them far away enough from the mansion, reach the back lines where hopefully Recover Girl's waiting for them. I mean, I feel like they had to bring, a healer to this raid, essentially. That'd be for the best. They could get him in a stable condition. Like I said, there's a good chance he might have to retire from being a hero if he can't, grow the wings properly like he did before, or at the very least, he won't be able to continue fighting as long as the battle against the Liberation Army is going on. Maybe after the series is over, like in the epilogue, he'll be able to take back his place as a hero. Though we still don't actually know if he killed Best Jeanist or not. That's still fairly weird. I'm curious about that. I mean, it could be, he's going to lead the students to a resistance shelter, someplace run by the secret government agency he was trained by, and that's where Best Jeanist is going to be waiting for them. That'd make a certain amount of sense. I'm not sure. I mean, we didn't actually see him among the heroes who were raiding the mansion, and he's one of the strongest, even though he lost one of his lungs. I feel like he'd be a huge help in this battle, so that's very weird, very strange. Anyway, so next chapter, I'm going to predict destruction and death. Whole lot of both of those. I mean, I'm curious. We have Giganto standing up, but then at the same time, we also have people like Gretton and the other generals of the army showing up, prepared to start killing the heroes. Those two things feel like they don't really go together. Like, I could see a battle against the generals fighting the heroes back and forth, maybe winging a little bit, and I could also see Giganto showing up and killing everybody, but next to Giganto, the generals don't really stand much of a fight. They aren't really all that significant. So I'm just curious how that's going to go. We have like another chapter of the heroes beating all the generals, thinking they've won, thinking it's game over, and then Giganto shows up, or we might have Giganto just rushing out of the mansion, maybe making an escape route for the other members of the League who are stuck in the basement, as he just runs straight to Shigaraki to go support him, to go give him whatever backup he might need. I'm really not sure. This is a very strange chapter, and just gives you more questions than answers, really. But let me think all this down below. Be sure to like this video. Until then,
peace.